Hello and welcome to our virtual discussion where we will be briefly talking about Invest Saint Lucia's role in Saint Lucia's economy and how we may fit into the government's plan for economic recovery during this pandemic. Today, I'm here with Alana Lancico, who is the Investment Services Manager, and Philbert Rubrin, who is the Senior Investment Services Officer. So I'm just going to be asking a few questions, general questions, and maybe in our future discussions, we'll go more in depth into what Invest Saint Lucia does per sector and etc. So I'll start off with a simple question. What is the role of the investment services team at Invest Saint Lucia?
Well, I'll lead off with the answer to that question. The investment services team, really our job is twofold. One being to attract and assist investors that want to do business in Saint Lucia, establishing a new business, opening a plant, operating some kind of operation in Saint Lucia. And the second part of that would be to assist those businesses that are already operating in Saint Lucia, so that's local or foreign, that are looking to expand their business, looking to reinvest, or just need general assistance in the processes that are required for them to continue their business operation in Saint Lucia.
Okay, and are there any specific services that you would tell a potential investor that you're offering?
Well, the services run the gamut. It could be sourcing information for them, competitive analysis, identifying sites for their business, obtaining concessions and other tax incentives from government. We also own assets, so land and factory spaces that we make available to investors at concessionary rates for them to do their business and to make entry or expansion in Saint Lucia easier. If we don't have assets that are suitable for them, we also assist them in identifying the same in the private sector. And as I mentioned, general troubleshooting in terms of permitting and approvals, even identifying service providers. So we can provide services from start to finish.
Okay. So Philbert, what are the sectors available for investment in Saint Lucia? I know we have some primary ones and we may have some others.
Well, Toya, basically all sectors are available for investment in Saint Lucia. What we have is a narrowing down of sectors where we have a specific focus where we're trying to push through our mandate. So those primary sectors would be tourism, agro-processing, smart manufacturing. We have BPO and infrastructure services, and those are our main sectors. But generally, I mean, anybody that wants to invest in Saint Lucia, be it local or foreign, just trying to get away from the typical thought that we only deal with foreigners, we deal with local investors a lot. In fact, we have helped many local investors invest in Saint Lucia. All concessions and all different areas that we facilitate with foreigners, we do with locals as well. So I just want to get that across, that investment open to everybody. And now with COVID-19, what we would like more is more local investors to invest within the economy as we look now to strengthen our local economy, because we know we can't open our borders. There is no vaccine for COVID as yet. There's no way of us knowing who has COVID. Well, it is a test, but it takes some time. So we really want to get our local economy going.
Okay, can one of you go into how these three main sectors are chosen? How do we go about deciding why we want these three sectors to be our main goals?
Sure. The sectors for investment that we focus on were chosen through research, and it's directly taken from Saint Lucia's National Investment Strategy. So those sectors were determined as those that we have some kind of competitive advantage in, or where we could develop a competitive advantage. So that's why those sectors were chosen. Of course, there will always be a refocusing and a retooling of where we focus. I think in in this current environment that is already happening, but that is where those sectors would derive from.
Okay, so a common misconception is that Invest Saint Lucia only facilitates foreign investors. However, we're trying to encourage locals and to let them know that we're also welcoming domestic investments. And I want to ask, why are investments important in Saint Lucia, whether it's foreign or domestic?
I mean, Claudia, just to jump in, I mean, why is water wet? Investment is a direct injecting into the economy of cash, capital intensive projects that we need to generate smaller pockets of economies growing. It's a circulation of our flows of our factors of production into our general economy. So what you have an investor coming in, you get a transfer of knowledge, you get them bringing their own capital, you getting them bringing technical know-how, you get employment. Through employment, you get spin-off employment, transient employment. That's what we call it. I just broke it down to spin-off. So investment it helps build the economy. It helps give the economy a boost. I don't know if Alana wants to elaborate on any other things in terms of that.
No, I mean, just as Silbert says, it provides an avenue for job creation, a transfer of knowledge from one sector of the economy to the other, or from one business to another, in terms of if you're looking at a foreign investor. It provides much needed tax revenue to a government that enables them to do other things like invest in infrastructure, invest in healthcare, and provide for the social safety net and the kinds of services that we see that are vitally needed in a situation like this. And it's also, if you're looking at from a foreign aspect or a regional aspect, it brings in much needed foreign exchange that the country needs to, again, be able to generate wealth and be prosperous.
So that obviously is a big deal for the economy, especially now in the middle of a crisis, a global crisis. So what is the role of the investments team in helping the country recover economically from this pandemic?
Well, I think from my point of view, it's twofold. It's one, in terms of assisting those persons who are already in business in Saint Lucia. These are uncertain times. These are uncharted issues that we are all dealing with. So you need to have partners and advocates working for you in the background to get your issues to the correct persons in order to solve problems. And of course, keep those businesses open, keep persons employed. And then on the other side, in terms of being open for investments, we're not going to be in a crisis forever. Reminding the world and our partners that Saint Lucia remains a destination for business. We may not be able to travel to go see persons right away and close deals and do the usual meet and greet and handshaking that we used to. But I think it's very much about still maintaining that open line of communication, letting listen so that Saint Lucia is still here and is ready to accept them.
Okay, so you touched on it a little bit, but I want to go a little bit more in depth so that people know what we're doing, how we're active in this time. So can you tell us a little bit more about how the team has made adjustments to keep working and to contact investors during this time?
Okay, Phil, but you can lead with that one.
Okay. We work longer hours. Generally, what we do a lot, just to expand a little bit on what Alana said, we do a lot of aftercare right now. Aftercare is taking care of investors that are already here on the ground, and also reaching out to potential investors who had indicated an interest in Saint Lucia. As you would appreciate, we compete on a global scale. It's not we just compete in the Caribbean, we're competing all over the world. When we go to the conferences and whatnot, it's countries from all over the world vying for the investor. So we keeping in contact with them, letting them know we're still open for business, letting them know that we're still here to deliver the same level of business to them once our borders are opened. Our aftercare, just making sure that in these times they have everything that they need. We've been assisting them with their their asks with the passes for Nemo, and just generally things that they need in this time, how to get around. I had an investor ask me where he could get a battery for his car. I mean, it just shows you. It just shows you what you done, and they call. But we're here to provide a service. This is what we do. We ask them to come and make Saint Lucia their home, so we're here to help them through that process.
Okay, so I think that briefly sums it up, what Invest Saint Lucia is doing and how we're managing in this crisis, and what are our plans to assist the government in recovering economically. So thank you, Philbert and Alana, for taking the time to answer our questions. For our viewers, feel free to share your questions in the comments below, and you can also reach out to us on Instagram or Facebook, or visit our website at www.investsaintlucia.com. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.